Hey, we're just Umbrella here. I'm giving you my review of Boruto episode 53, Himawari's birthday. And this is the episode that officially kicks off the movie recap of the Boruto movie. So there's really nothing too much in terms of plot. Of course, it feels like more. This episode kind of course, bridges it. Really, Dragon Ball Super, as it did for the first two Dragon Ball Super movies. Obviously, Dragon Ball Super movies more like the actual the movies before Dragon Ball Super was officially announced. The Battle of Gods and Restoration F. Basically abridged the entire story plot for more episodes spent. I'm not too sure how many episodes we're going to get at this point, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be a little bit expansive because they introduce characters and locations and whatnot. Specifically, this is going to be like I think at least a good 15-20 episode run, maybe less than that, depends on how much studio decides to crunch certain parts of the movie into one episode. And starting with Himawari's birthday, we basically have a scene of basically all specific plot point of the episode. I started there for a second, excuse me. Was Himawari's birthday, where Boruto specifically asked his dad Naruto to basically say, "Do not forget our promise. You may remember, you may forgive him. You forgot my birthday. I can forgive you for that. But if you miss my kid sister's birthday, your own daughter, he will never forgive you. I will not forgive you." Naruto promises, and the day comes. Well, specifically in the episode's time, a few days before, like a day or two. But before we even get to the actual birthday, we have to talk about during the very beginning of the episode, before the opening credits, there was a scene with Torno, I believe the guy for the main villain from the Naruto movie, the last, the Otsuki, I may have forgotten his first name, but it's Otsuki. Basically, in the minute they see he's been confronted by this third member, by the strange character we have not seen before until now. He didn't give a name. He's called Celestial Being. He's part of the same clan, but he's a Celestial Being, not a real name. This we have a bit of common force told this guy from the Celestial Being actually manages to freeze Otsuki and realizes, in fact, he's going after Boruto and making a bit of a small remembering of the last movie when he tried to take the Byakugan from Hinata, ultimately failed. He's like, "I'm going to go after the Earth. I'm going to take out this boy who basically gave the Ten Saigonai to him as a way of paying, as a way of repenting as a way of saying, forgive me for what I've done to you and to your friends, not to turn on your now husband, and wanted to Earth." Also, he said that Boruto's not strong enough, like he's second frozen, like he's basically frozen in space. And he's like frozen in place, I should say, not time or space. He's in the moon, so that's basically space, but you know what I mean. And suddenly Boruto realizes that when the wind blows in him, they suddenly covers his right eye, saying, "Oh, I guess that's a little weird." And he looks onto the moon, hinting there's more connection between. Obviously, I'm not saying fully admitting it, but mostly not actually making it official. But there's definitely a connection between him and Suzuki with the Ten Saigonai. Of course, there's no word. He's still not saying in the anime yet that he has it. Well, they don't know what the eye is called. And they mention it, but they never actually tell Boruto exactly what the eye is. Then we get this whole little bit of some scenes with us. There's a scene with Boruto, Denki, and Shikida. Actually, in this anime, the studio decided to, I think, basically for budget reasons, they can not redo the entire scene. Decided to new scenes from bits. I noticed three scenes specifically from the anime movie that made it to the anime episode. The cutting the ribbon, an airship scene, and the scene where Hinata and Himawari are cleaning up the den, like the study room in the house. There's all this back and forth between Boruto, Sarada, Mitsuki, and the Thunderbird, basically with both Inojin and Shikida, where the walls basically trying to tell Boruto to take this in tuning exams. We're supposed to take this and become full-fledged tunings, but Boruto doesn't want to because he doesn't really want to do all this. Is mostly like just a license, not like a full-fledged, not like benefiting from something ninja from this. But thanks to persuasion, he managed to get it along. There's always this. I remember the fact that I kind of got the scene here between the new Chikucho formation with Moeki Sensei, where they were intended applications to become tunings. Shida gets a flashback memories during the whole the Phantom Beast, the Byuka gang, back then the previous fill arc that we just had, that fill arc we just had before. Remember his dad is like, "I'm not trying to be pawn in his own game. I'm going to be my own person," something like whatnot. Then walking in, this looks like they're really she has this look on her face, was like, this is not exactly what I expected from these kids or something like that. But moving forward tonight, they actually get to the main plot, to the real plot of the story here, or at least in this episode's case, is Himawari's birthday. Everything's all set up. Naruto actually does. Naruto actually sees him, and oh, he remembers. Boruto has the scene where it's like them in the hallway. You remember? Of course I did. But I tell him when he's alone in the study, it turns out that I see those little drippers of sweat there. I was like, oh, this is obviously a shadow clone. Unfortunately, when it's time to bring the cake in, the shadow clone Naruto is ended, dropping the cake. I want to realize that Boruto realizing that this wasn't the real dad. This wasn't his real dad here. It was just a shadow clone he sent over. Not saying that he's saying that Naruto forgot, but of course he didn't forget, but he was specifically saying, you cannot forget this person, but just come here in person. That's what he wants. He wants specifically Naruto as the person, can like just basically drop everything he's doing, even though he's busy with the whole thing with the Zetsu incident. The fact that the Zetsu incident, he's pretty much busy, but Boruto was spending his to drop everything just for one night in order to celebrate his little daughter's birthday. That's how old she is right now in terms of the series. By this point, she should at least be 10. I think Boruto will at least be 12 at this point. I might have forgotten how old these two characters are now at this point in the story. Then we get this little bit between Boruto and an argument between Boruto and Hinata, where it was like Boruto's understanding, Boruto saying his dad Naruto never grew up with a parent, so he doesn't know what it was like to have fun with a family around. Then Hinata comes back and then the difference between you and Naruto is that you have a father who's here now, while Naruto did have a father who was here. Boruto then can't quite exactly understand, can't grasp the fact that the situation is just between these two. He gets mad, throws out his jacket was torn, the worn, dirty, torn jacket that he had back when he was 12 years old. And ultimately finds there's a knock on the door. Turns out he goes in for a swing, and now instead, he thought it was Naruto, but no, instead it was Sasuke. Sasuke, I was like, has just come back to the village to report what's going on, because like, we didn't see the fight between Sasuke and that big, huge, chubby guy in this episode, which we thought we were going to get from the last week's episode, where teased in, but we didn't see that in this case. So we're going to probably see that in possibly in a flashback for next week's episode. And as for next week's episode's preview, we're going to see Boruto actually persuading Sasuke to teach him how to beat his own dad. And it was like, why do you want to beat your own dad for it? Tell me, can you do a Rasengan? And Boruto's going to learn how to retrieve the Rasengan from Konohamaru. There's also a opposed opponent, the ninja tools also introduced here, but more differently. Instead of having to work on how to explain this in the mission, the leader, Kaneki, I think that's his name, brought it over to the Hokage's office personally, or to return to use it during the tuning exams, but no. Also, the tuning exams are also closing very by. All 5 nations are going to come by, so we're going to see more characters coming through. But for next week's episode, we have Boruto and Sasuke. Basically, we'll see the form between the student and the new teacher. And we're going to see Boruto learn the Rasengan. So basically, this episode kicked off the official movie recapping. We're going to see basically a bridge scenes between the movie and the anime. Hopefully, we're going to see more of this one character who's called a celestial being. And we're going to see how Boruto handles the training of the Rasengan. So until then, leave a like, subscribe, comment below, choose your friend, and I'll see you again next time for the next video. Layers, and this thing's really being a bit of a nuisance to you guys. I'm sorry, this happened in the last video at me, but I almost almost landed with my camera. But again, see y'all later.